brothers and sisters of this small planet.
Destructive actions come from destructive emotions.
But these not come from sky.
The motivation for me always is Tibet. Even if I take pictures of non-political subjects, I mean, in my back, in my head, the motivation is always somehow to contribute and somehow to try to help Tibet as a political issue as well. But the motivation for this movie is to spread His Holiness secular message. And it's not a Buddhist movie, it's not a religious movie, it's really trying to bring together, to make a synopsis or a synthesis of the legacy of His Holiness message to our world in our time. So it's kind of a modern movie. His Holiness talks about the problem of our times, and His Holiness is presenting a very simple solution to all these problems. And then His Holiness came to open our exhibition at the University of Zurich. And then there was a big thing, because, I mean, it was packed with people. Everybody wanted to hear His Holiness speak. So His Holiness wanted to have the opening speak of our exhibition, but then an official of the university came and took the mic. Before His Holiness started, he was on stage, His Holiness. He came and said, "I'm very much sorry, we have to evacuate the university immediately. There is a bomb threat against His Holiness." So it was shocking, you know. And then, I mean, all the media was there, you know, and all the VIPs and government people. And then they evacuated the front line with the VIPs. The police came and took us, and I was there because I was this little photographer of that exhibition. So they evacuated His Holiness and us, special treatment, and all the public, you know, well, it's their problem with that bomb, you know. But we had this special treatment. But then long ways of emergency exits. But the main door outside to the car was locked. And everybody got really nervous, you know. Can you imagine? There is a bomb and they cannot rescue His Holiness. So the police got really nervous. But there was one person completely quiet and having fun and a good mood. And it was the threatened Dalai Lama, threatened by his life, but he was okay, he had no problem with that bomb. So they set him in an office at the university, and I, being so young and not knowing the protocol and the respect to His Holiness was not that big yet, I approached him directly and said, naively, "This bomb is not a problem for him, he's a living God, you can just fly out of the window." And His Holiness said, "Yes, like a little bird." And he started to fly around in that office. And it was just beautiful. And then first I was disappointed, but then I realized, what happened? This man is threatened by life, by a bomb, by death. And he keeps such a good energy and such a good spirit and had fun. What is that? What is the quality? What is going on, you know, in his mind? How can he control his emotions so well? So that's how it started and continued. When I showed him the book 2005 to get his approval for printing, he carefully watched at all the images. His Holiness really admires photography and he knows a lot about it. So he critically checked all the images that will be in the book, and there was no comment or, you know, hesitations with no of the images. There is some images quite difficult, I think, to see for many people, because, you know, His Holiness wanted to show himself in a very simple human way. So there you see some pictures where you're not used to, huh? He's just in his, I got it. He's not wearing his robe, probably things like this. But he wanted that to show, I'm one of you. But then he turned all these pages, accepting all these private pictures, and then he only stopped at one moment. And you see the whole room, his study room, from far. And there was Rezong Rinpoche opposite to him, to His Holiness. And Rezong Rinpoche gave an oral transmission of a text to His Holiness. And His Holiness said, no, stop this image, no, we won't publish, because I'm the student of Rezong Rinpoche in this image, and I don't want to sit higher than him. I'm his student. And then he asked for, how do you say, a measure, to measure the distance. I don't know, centimeter. So he asked for this, and then he measured the cushion, how high his cushion is and how high the cushion of Rezong Rinpoche is. And then he said, no, it's okay, you can publish it. I sit lower than my teacher. And again, I was puzzled. The only problem in that 200 photographs was this one. I'm a student, I don't want to sit higher. And it was just a perspective in the image. And when His Holiness said, no, it's good, yeah, then he allowed me to publish. Again, this shows for me a lot about His Holiness, you know, his humbleness. And back then he was 75 and saying, I'm the student of this important Rinpoche, I don't want to sit higher, for instance. Yeah.